Yeah, so in today's session, we are going to see the Tosca life cycle. And after that, we are going to focus on the components, which we have talked about as the architect of Tosca. Okay, let's know them deeply. So let me share my screen. And I would really appreciate that you guys are taking out time for this session, and it's a very great opportunity if you see as a future being a tester, then definitely this is the right platform from where you can get a good push or a great start, okay, in the field of automation testing. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
great. So we have all is there anyone who is joining for the first time? Yeah, anyone? Okay, so in already previous sessions we have talked about the features and the curriculum and other stuffs. So let's know, we have seen the life cycle of defect management. Today we are going to check that how Tosca life cycle works. Okay, even Tosca has its own life cycle. So how does it work and what will be the flow of the working? Okay, so Tosca life cycle. Now let's understand these things. We have first the requirement. One second. Yeah, sorry. So here. So the very first thing is the requirement. Okay, so the first topic comes is the requirement section. Now, what happens generally in the Tosca application itself, we have one section called requirement in which we can list down all the testing expectations that the clients want to cover. Okay, wants to cover. So here what will happen in the requirement section, we are going to first focus that what exactly is the requirement of the client, how exactly he wants the flow of the application to be checked throughout. So that all things will be noted in the requirement section. After doing that, the second thing which comes into picture is the test case design. Okay, so generally in especially talking about the manual testing, what used to happen that we used to have the requirement. After that, we used to write the test cases, that what all can be the scope to do the testing, correct? So in Tosca, we have less of paperwork, less of flow charts, that how exactly it is going to flow, or like that kind of working. We don't have that much. in the Tosca application, we directly have this section called test case design, in which what we do is, it is again a very important and a unique feature. Okay. So what happened, many of the time we don't have the application ready. Okay. Application is not ready. So in that case, what we do as a tester, for an example, the application is still in process, we just have the design with us, but the actual application is not available. So in that case, we use this particular feature of test case design to point out a sheet in which we can just write the scope. For an example, if I have to launch a web application, okay, for an example, in that, uh, I just wanted to know from you guys that what will be the what will be the things that you want to cover. Yeah, being a tester, what will you expect?
Logging. After logging, we have to navigate to that page.
Right, so login is the one thing. Then other than that, before login, what you people will do? For example, if you are using an
Launch
Amazon
the
application,
URL. Launch the URL.
launch the URL, correct. Then the second step, okay.
Enter the username and password.
Okay. Look, let me just show you the flow. So for an example, this is the application. The first thing which I'm doing is I'm just typing a URL. Okay. After the URL, being a new person, being someone who is using this application for the very first time, what I will be doing is I will be registering myself, right? This is the basic thing which I will do. After doing registration, I will be getting an email ID and the password. Same I will be using for the login purpose. Right? Then after that, comes the searching or the scrolling of the application, that what all things are available in the shopping application, what are the different sections we have, all these things I'm going to explore, right? So again, that is a different thing, but these two basic things are for sure to be done, right? So, what we can do, being someone, being a tester where the where the application is not available, we will prepare a test sheet in this test case design section, in which we will cover all the basics. Okay, that whatever functionality we want, all the functionality, basic functionality, that we will cover here. Clear? After doing this, depending on these requirements, we will be creating the modules. Now, what exactly is the modules? As of now, just understand it theoretically. Soon, in the later steps, we are going to check that how exactly modules and other stuffs work. Okay. So in the modules, what we do, we extract the technical data of the application. Now you might be thinking that what is this technical data, correct? So let me get back to the application. So here in this example, when I'm trying to register myself, okay, in this particular page, the technical data which I mean is the option like gender. Either it will be a male or a female. Then the first name. Okay. So this particular box. Then the last name, this particular option, email, password, confirm password, and this register button. These all the options are my technical data. Whenever I will be creating a module, I will be scanning them. Okay. So when I will be scanning them, I will be getting a platform where I can insert the value, right? So in modules, we are going to extract the technical data. We are going to capture the elements from the application. Okay. So this particular process to uh, like capture the elements, this particular process is done by scanning. Okay, how we scan any sheet or any page, we get the same replication, right? We get the same thing in our different format. So the same way, when we are using the xscan to create the module, we will be getting the opportunity to select these boxes. Okay, where we want to insert the value, all those elements we can capture. Now, after capturing the technical data, after capturing the elements or the technical data from the application, the next step which we are going to do is test a case. Now, what is this test case? Again, these two are the heart of the uh, script preparation, or we can say this, these two are the heart of the execution. Okay, without them we cannot work. So after creating the module, in the test case section, we are going to input the business information. Okay, for an example,
Business information means the scenario of the functionality.
business information means what, pardon?
That scenarios, the functionality of this particular module like that you are mentioning.
Not the functionality. Look, let me just explain. If you don't understand, let me know. We'll again try to clear it. Okay.
Okay.
So here we have seen the technical data. Technical data is clear with everyone. Yeah. Guys, I want the session to be interactive. Please answer me. Okay. So after extracting the technical data, like I have extracted these columns, but I need to input the values here, right? Without inputting any value, it is not going to work, correct? So, technical data, that is module, that is the one time process. But what if I want to register here for you 12 people? So, every time I need to input different names, right? Because each one of them has a unique name or unique email ID, everything. So, that value allocation, we can say, or that value input is called the business information. So once we have created this module using these elements, we are going to drag it in the test case section, and we are going to give the details, the values of those particular captured elements. Okay. Yeah, now someone was asking the doubt for business this information. Is it clear? So whatever values we are providing is called the business information. Yeah?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So after providing the business information, the main important part comes into picture, that is execution. So here what we are going to check, we are going to check whether the given values are working fine and execution is happening properly. Without executing it or without automating it, we cannot say that whatever script we have prepared or whatever scenario we have designed is correct, right? So to make sure, we have to do the execution, because this is what the client is expecting from us, right? The execution, how properly that automation is working. Correct? So this is again an important part, that is the execution. Once the execution is done, we are going to create the report. Okay. Now report, you all know that it is a summary of the execution. So this is the flow. First is the requirement, test case design, modules, and in many cases you might come across that the application is ready. Then we are not going to face this particular part. Okay. Then after the requirement, we are directly going to create the modules. But the best practice says it's always preferred to manually execute the scenario at least twice. What does it mean? This line means, so this line means that whenever we are doing any execution, whenever we are scripting, or whenever we are trying to create any automation of an application, for an example, this application itself, what I will do personally, I will do the steps at least twice manually. That I'm supposed to click here, then here. All those steps need to be very much clear, so that when we are doing the scanning part in one go, we can scan all the required section. Are you understanding this? Yeah, guys?
Sheetal. Yeah.
Any doubts still here?
No.
No? Everyone are good with this? Is it going fast, or is it okay? Everyone are able to cope up with the speed? Yeah, guys?
Yeah, yes,
Can
fine.
you explain the last one once?
Sorry, your voice is not clear enough. Can you be please little loud?
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Still it is too low. Even the same issue is with others?
No, we are
Yes.
hearing some background noise from hers. Yeah.
Yeah, please try to speak now.
I pinged in chat. Can you explain
Okay,
last
can you explain the last sentence? Yeah. So the last sentence, it means it always prefer to manually execute the scenario at least twice. For an example, you have a requirement from the client that you are supposed to automate this particular application. Okay. This is for the first time you are looking at this application. It's a shopping application. So here, what should be the flow? What should be the, we can say, scenario or the scope of the application um to be tested? Okay. So here, what will be the scenario? The very first thing, we are going to give the URL. The second step is to register. Third is to log in. Then the fourth thing we can do is to check whether this each section or each tab is working fine or not, right? So these are the general things which we are going to look across, correct? So to know the exact flow, to know that what should be your next click or what should be your next movement after you have done a particular registration or anything, we should be very much thorough with the step, correct? So for that, it is always said that whichever screen you are working on, at least you should have twice practiced manually to learn the flow, that which all parts you need to click, which all elements you need to scan. For that thing, we say that it's always preferable to go through the application once. Okay.
got
Yeah,
it.
looks good.
Yes.
Yeah,
So any doubts, please guys make a note of it. that this is the life cycle of the Tosca. First is the requirement, test case design, modules, test case, execution, and the report. Now, just look at the screen. So, this is the tab of the Tosca application. This is the Tosca commander. So, here, if you can see, we have test case tab, modules, requirements, test case design, execution, issues, configuration, test planning. So these are the different scopes we have in the application, which we are going to check one by one. On each tab, we are going to spend good time and make thorough practice that we are very much familiar with each of it. Okay. Now in the screen, this is particularly called ribbon menu. Okay. Now these sections are called the tabs. Okay. Then this particular flow of the test case is called the project tree. This particular section where we provide value. So these are the test cases. That means business information. So if you can see here, different informations are provided. So this is called details. And each one of them have a different property which are visible here. Okay. And this is called the status bar. So these are the different options we have on the Tosca screen. Yeah. So we are going to look into everything, even small things and even the advanced things. So don't worry, nothing will be left out. And if you have some doubts, any addition requirements you have that I want to learn this, I have some questions in my project, I have this kind of requirement. Definitely, if it is there in my scope, I will be helping you. Okay.
Sheetal, I have one question.
Yeah.
Uh, so when you said like this, all the tabs, right? The requirement tab
Correct.
and configuration. So
Correct.
does that come as part of a automation part, or is it like a manual thing?
Okay. So look, now what happens that when we are doing a project, when we are handling any project, there are different teams, okay, for one project itself. So
Uh-huh.
there may be a team, the lead team or the senior team who will be handling this requirement section.
Okay.
Okay. So they will be making all the kinds of requirement here, or otherwise, what happens generally, what
Mm-hmm.
companies are doing, they are taking a third party tool like Jira or anything, and they are trying to post the requirements in that. Okay. So if they want, we have the option here also. And if
Okay.
they want, they can do with the third party tool also. So each section is into use depending upon your working like we can say your working flow or your working method. We
Mm-hmm.
have the things, but what we are doing here is we are covering everything, because we are
Okay.
not aware about that when you are going to be placed, what kind of work will be handled
Yeah,
by you.
exactly.
Correct. So
Mm-hmm.
there many, for many years I have seen the candidates, what company do, they don't have proper person to give the values for the test cases. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
they exactly crack the interview. So for them, what people do, the company has someone who, the senior person who creates the module, and there will be a one person who will be giving this values, just this values,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
making them run. So I want you to learn from scratch. Try to create
Okay.
your own module. Try to create so that if there's some small company also which have a requirement that for a particular project, we are looking for someone who can handle our project for 3 months, but he need to solely do the things. So you should be
Sure.
in that situation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that
So
part, yeah.
So when you said like this is what I hear mostly, like the integration from other application. So that will you give like some idea when you are teaching that requirements? Will you just show like as an example, even though not like practically, but at least like how Jira is
Yeah.
being inputted, right?
Correct. I had
Okay,
already
okay.
said in my first or second session that I will be giving you access to this Jira application. Look,
Okay.
now in the session, what happens in previous batches also, we have two type of people. One who is very eager to learn things, and the other one is like, you have committed this portion, please finish it off. Right? So what we are going to do, we are going to provide you with the link that you can find the support for Jira here. Everything will
Okay.
be taught in that link from scratch. You have to practice. If you have any doubt, please ask me. I'm always there to help.
Sure. That's more good enough. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So each one is having a different focus. They will work according to their flow. But if you have any doubts, if you are stuck at a particular point, don't worry, I'm there to support. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Sheetal.
Yeah. So now moving forward, if everyone are clear with this, then I would like to just talk about Tosca architect, which we have talked that day, that we have 5 architect. I just want to elaborate those points, that how exactly we are going to use them. Uh, Everyone have made a note of it, because this will be very much helpful to you. Trust me, not today, but after 1.5 months, when you are appearing for the interviews, you won't be having time to again go back and look into these videos. So it is always suggested that please take a pen and paper and sit. Whatever we are learning here, make a note of it. Yeah, guys, can I clear this?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now moving forward, I've shown you some tabs, right? Now, using these tabs only, we are going to work on the application. So, whichever architect I have taught you in the first session, we have talked about in the second session, sorry. So, those all are in this particular uh, page only. Okay, this particular screen is called the Tosca Commander. Okay, that is our very first architect or component. So let me just write it here. Components, or we can say architect of Tosca. Okay, so now here, let's talk about them one by one. So the first one is Tosca Commander. Now here, what happens in this particular page, that is Tosca Commander, we have all the sections. For example, modules, then test case, then we have test case design, requirements, then execution. All of them are in this particular Tosca Commander. Can you see these all tabs? These comes into Tosca Commander. Okay. So whatever we are working, whatever we are doing on the Commander. Correct? Now, the second thing which comes into picture is Tosca Xcan. Tosca Xcan. So here in Tosca Xcan, what we do, when I said that we are going to create a module by extracting these elements, right? These fields, by extracting these fields. So that particular process of scanning and extracting these elements is done using the Tosca Xcan. Okay, this particular Tosca Xcan is only there in the module section. Okay, which is used to extract the application. Okay, clear? Then we have the next thing, that is Tosca execution. Now, when we said that we are going to create the modules, then the test case, that needs to be run, right? So when we are running, what happens? The Tosca, if you remember, if you try to connect with that video which I've shown the sample, in that what we did is the application was getting open, it was automatically clicking on the elements, filling the data. All these things which were running here was having a small box here which was showing that how much you have completed, right? How much portion is green, and like how many test cases are passed, how many test cases are failed. So all those stuffs are done here in the Tosca execution. Okay, so we can say it execute the application. Okay, now after doing the execution part, we have the fourth architect or component, that is Tosca repository. So this particular Tosca repository is available when we are creating the workspace. Many times we come across different applications where the client have different kind of requirements. So here it is using some different language. In some of the application they may use different language like Oracle or something else. So to select a proper language, we have, or we can say, to manage the test data, we select the repository type. Okay, so that we are going to see when we are going to create the workspace. Then the last one is the Tosca license. There is nothing much in this Tosca license. It is available only with the companies, which is used for just, we can say, set up the multi-user. Okay, so this is Tosca license is available with the companies, which is used to do the multi-user setup. So anyhow, don't worry. In the trial version also, we have made this practically possible to look into the multi-user workspace, that how exactly we are going to work in the multi-user workspace. Because what happens that when you are doing any course or completing any Tosca course and apply for the interview, and you are presenting yourself as someone who is having the experience of 2.5, 3 years, so they do ask you these kind of questions because this is what practically comes around. So we are going to make sure that whatever we are doing here is really related to the practical experience, which will help you to crack the interview, right? Ultimately, we want to work on this particular application and make money out of it, correct? That is the only goal for everyone. If we are upscaling ourselves, then definitely we will be in a good position. Good position means good salary hike. So for that, we have to be very much sure that whatever we are telling people, whatever we are answering in the interview, it is practically relatable, and it should really look like that, yeah, we have done this and we are actually going to do that. Okay, guys, any doubts in this? Yeah, any doubts, anyone?
How to integration that is not part of the source. Integrate with Jenkins, that part is not
No,
come
integration
integrate.
we are not covering in this session.
Okay.
With Jenkins and other third-party tools, we are not
No,
doing the
in
integration.
the component is not well covered. Is not well covered. Right?
Sorry, pardon?
In the components, that part is not included in that component integration.
Component.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I'm not getting it. I'm just trying to say that we
But
are not going to do any kind of integration with the other tool. We are just going to focus on the Tosca application, and we are going to see that how exactly it is going to work. Extra, what we are going to cover is the uh, Tosca server, that is the test data management, TDM.
Okay.
That thing we are going to check.
Shitali can in actually environments it will be executed not via the scratchbook, no? It will be executed from
Yeah,
that.
execution list, anyhow, we are going to check. Whatever in actual the things are going to happen, that we are, look, the Tosca script is always going to be commanded, or it's always going to be executed from the execution section only. Okay, for the time being, when we are preparing the scenario, when we are not sure that how exactly the output will come, we use scratchbook, but otherwise everything works on the execution. Now what happens, the CI/CD pipelines and all this will be worked through this execution only anyhow. So this is the main basic. Then apart from that, if look, anyhow the integration part is taken care by the architect. Okay.
Just one question over here. Is the scratchbook execution, local execution from the execution what you're talking over here is different?
Look, both are the same. Everything is going to be done in your local disk only. Okay. So what we have two types. For executing also, we have two sections. One is the execution section itself. Look, here we have this particular execution section from where we can get the report. This execution will be always saved that you have executed this particular scenario these many times at this particular time. Okay. So that will be something which will be on record. Now we have this particular option, scratchbook. What happened that when you are creating a test case, you even want to verify that whether this test case is passing or not, whether the other stuffs or the clicks are working properly or not. So every time we cannot make a record of it, correct? So for that, for a, we can say, trial run, we use the scratchbook. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so you mean to say for the trial run we'll use the scratchbook and when we'll execute the
Yeah.
test case it will be in the execution section.
Yes, correct. Which will be having a proper
But
record.
actually, when you test these tests and automation environments, these are run
Uh,
without any
Sorry, can
manual
you be please
intervention.
little loud, dear?
Can you hear me now properly?
Yeah,
My question is, when you execute these things in an automation environment, these are executed without any manual intervention.
correct.
So, can we at least include a demo session where we can see how this can be handled?
Anyhow, whatever we are doing, we are going to execute will be executed automatically only.
Hmm.
For an example, for a better understanding, like whatever I am going to execute here will be done automatically. I won't be clicking here on the register or providing the URL. Everything will be automated. Everything will run automatically. Only I'm going to do is I'm just going to pass a command in the Tosca application. Please run this test case. Okay, just that one click, and this whole will work automatically. We are not going to do manually anything. Just the designing part and scripting part we are going to do.
But typically, I'm not sure right now because I'm still learning phase. So my understanding was that after creating a script that has to be pass to something like a Jenkins or somewhere, and then from there on, the keep on execution happens.
No. Here we execute for the Tosca application purely. We execute it from the execution section only. And if it is an integrated tool, then you can use the command of execution from there. But the scripting and other stuffs will be done here itself.
So probably we'll take the question later point of time, because my understanding was that once the script is created in the Tosca commander, you can export the script and then execute from a Jenkins or something sort like
Yeah,
that.
that can be done. I'm not saying that that cannot be done. But if it is integrated with Jenkins, then only we can command it from Jenkins. Okay. Otherwise, it is going to work purely in the Tosca commander screen only.
No, but actually in real time scenarios, it is more executed from never executed from the Tosca commander in real time testing scenarios. So that is what.
Depending on the companies. Look,
Yeah,
now where I
because
am
then again it will be a manual execution, somebody sitting in execution, and usually these
that
tests
thing
are
we
run
do in
overnight, and
pipeline. Yeah,
these tests
we
are
just
run
schedule
overnight.
it.
Yeah, schedule it. So that's what
Scheduled
my
run
question is.
cannot be directly done
That,
from the Tosca application. That needs a third party tool. But otherwise, the execution is done from the Tosca only. Like I have created these many test cases which are going to take at least half day or 2 day, 1 day time. So what I can do, I can just make it run from here and it will keep on running automatically.
yeah, so my question was related to that. At least we should, because this is a Tosca
Yeah,
training.
if you want to
So,
schedule it, you have to use the third party tool because scheduling is still not there in the Tosca application, but it is there in the TTA. TTA is again the cloud version of the Tosca.
mhm. Well, at least we can see some demo of that. That would be helpful. So that is what my question was.
Demo regarding.
Regarding the scheduling, either with Jenkins or TTA, whatever module is there, and probably in the towards the end of the session or something sort like that, if we can plan
Look,
something.
like being a tester, I have no clue that how exactly Jenkins is working because
Mm.
Jenkins is again having a different setup and a different workflow. Correct. So what I can say you that we are not going
No,
to
it
check
tries
for,
to connect to a repository. So that is what was that means. If we see here, we have workspaces. So
right?
if we have a shared workspace, and when we create a shared workspace, if we can integrate directly with Jenkins,
So
is it
again, one
possible?
drawback is whatever we are working is in the trial version. Okay. So
Mm,
connecting a trial version with Jenkins that we need to check out once. And after that also scheduling part, as I said that it's not there. It is not covered in the Tosca commander purely or Tosca application in itself. So
mhm.
need to figure out this.
Okay, so we'll see it later point of time. Thanks for
Yeah.
answering the queries.
Yeah, we'll try to look into it. But from this particular application, we cannot do the scheduling.
Okay.
They
Okay.
have not introduced till now any feature like that.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Any
Thank
other
you.
doubts? Yeah, guys. So hurry up because today we are having this last session as the demo. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with the full-on application installment and hands-on thing from the tomorrow session itself. Okay, so those who have not completed their registration, kindly complete it today and be ready for tomorrow's session and hands-on practices. Yeah, guys?
So,
Sure.
do you have a day-wise schedule plan? If you can share, like what will be covered in the subsequent days, which topics?
Okay, as such, I am not having a particular uh, play chart, but yeah, I can give you the syllabus in which it will be mentioned that which all topics we are covering. Look, because many times
Yeah.
what happened, depending upon the topic also, for some batch, some topic may take time, some may get covered is fast. So I have not actually designed a playlist properly. But yeah, you will be having a curriculum chart in which you will be seeing that which all topics we are going to cover one by one.
Okay.
I-
So you will be
I-
posting it in WhatsApp.
Yeah, I will post that.
And also one more thing, in this course you cover the Tosca with the SAP also, right?
Correct, correct.
In that case, we need a SAP license also. In that
Correct.
case,
Everything will be taken care by me, dear.
okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
so in the trial version is also available for SAP.
Yeah, like company have the access of it. From there, we can download it and work on that.
No, in my practical experience, I'm getting. So in that case, I am getting the trial version for SAP. That is.
So in SAP, we will be having a limitation for the module. We will be having just the exposure to the SD module, that is sales and distribution. So you can perform a few limited T codes in the sales and distribution, which will give you a tentative idea.
But okay, so that is part of SAP, the sales
Right,
and testing.
SAP. Yeah, you will be getting the server access, the configuration, and everything from my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any SAP basic knowledge is required?
Uh, Afrin, can you be please little loud?
Can you hear me now, Shruti?
You are audible, but not that loud. Afrin, you are on mute.
Sheetal, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's audible.
Actually, I'm asking like for this any SAP basic knowledge is required.
Uh, Look, we are not working as a functional consultant. We are just going to see as a point of view of a tester. Okay.
Hmm.
So when we are working as a tester, what will happen? Whatever we have those clicks and everything that will be told by me, and that limitations we are going to have.
Okay, so you'll teach me, so that is enough for this.
Yeah, yeah. No
Okay.
extra prior knowledge or anything is required because we are working as a tester, not as a functional consultant, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So anyhow, when we are going to work on the real-time project, we are going to have one functional consultant with at least one tester who will be guiding you throughout the steps that these all values, these all what we can say elements need to be scanned and inputted the values in this way. So that flowchart we will be having with us. And accordingly, we are going to design the scripts.
Okay, that's great.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Shruti.
No problem. Any other doubts? Okay, guys, then see you on tomorrow's batch. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Sheetal.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.